Hello dear traders, my name is Oleg Prishepa. Welcome to Trading Hero YouTube channel. Let's start our weekly review. We start as usual from myfxbook.com, and our total profit from the beginning is plus 92%. For the last week we earned 1.43%, and from the beginning of the year our profit is almost 2%. I also would like to remind that in 2021 we stopped trading from 15th of December and started trading only on 5th of January. So that's why the profitability may be a little bit lower than the regular profitability in months when we are trading with no breaks. But during New Year holidays, volatility is very high, and we prefer not to trade to decrease the risks of the volatility on the market. So let's take a look at our trades on MetaTrader platform, and we start as usual from GBP to USD. I highlighted the trading result for the last week with the gray rectangle. We are on 1 hour time frame, so you can see that each vertical line shows you result of trading for 1 day. So from the technical analysis, I can say that GBP USD is in a very strong uptrend. We are increasing in price for months, and we actually use this opportunity to sell, because the market is overbought, and it's a good time to find some points to sell against the market movement. So as you can see, on the last week we closed only selling positions, and now we're waiting for the market to move on. If it will continue growing, we'll be selling after retesting the previous highs, and they actually are very close to like local highs that we have at 1.3320. So it will also be a good point to sell, because we can expect a good correction from these levels. Or if the market will continue falling from this point, we'll be looking for a new buying position after retesting the previous low levels. The next currency pair is GBP to Canadian dollar. As you can see, we were in a lateral movement, and actually you can also pay attention to this gap where we were not trading, we were not analyzing the market, and we only started analyzing this currency pair from the 5th of January. So that's why on all of the currency pairs you will see these kind of gaps in trading. It's absolutely normal. So now we are in a lateral movement, but it's it's more than like 2,000 pips like wide, so it does make sense to trade inside this lateral movement, because it gives enough volatility to close small trades inside it. And we are buying several times. First time we bought after we break the previous support line, and then we bought for the second time when we bought the support line from a higher time frame, and we closed both of the positions with profit. The next currency pair is Euro to GBP. On this currency pair we have like the similar picture, but as you can see, the width of this lateral movement is much smaller. It's around 350 pips comparing to 2000 pips here. So that's why here we were trading, and on Euro GBP we are still waiting for the market to show us some volatility, to show some disbalance, to trade against this disbalance. So we are waiting for the market to start moving on Euro GBP. Let's move on to NZD CAD. On this currency pair we closed 2 chains of deals with profit. Next week we are actually following our regular rule that we are buying when the market is like cheap, and despite the fact that we are in a descending movement right now, we can actually highlight it with the trend line, and globally we can see that we are in a global like downtrend now on a higher time frame. So we are actually looking for good positions to buy when the market falls down. So now we'll be looking for the opportunity to buy if the market will continue falling, or if it will go into a correction, and even if it will not touch this resistance line, we'll still be looking for selling positions after retesting this resistance level. And the last pair is Australian to New Zealand dollar. We can also see like the same situation. We are in a lateral movement. The width of this channel is around 700 pips. It's not too much, so that's why we are not entering to any deal, simply waiting for the market to start moving more actively. And the last currency pair for today is Australian to Canadian dollar. That situation is like similar to the one that we have on NZD to CAD. Actually, it's completely makes sense because Australian and New Zealand dollar, they have this like lateral movement, and considering that New Zealand to Canadian dollar and Australian to Canadian dollar can be also like counted as, like when we trade these two pairs, can be also counted as Australian to NZD, because if we'll remove CAD, we'll see only these two currency pairs. So we can see that like the situation with downtrend must be similar on Australian to Canadian and Australian to New Zealand dollar if we have a flat on Australian to New Zealand dollar. Actually, we use this information to trade on correlation between these pairs. Maybe it will be useful also for those one of you who analyze the market on your own and who want to find some situations where you can buy the like currency which is like more overbought than the other currencies. I mean, when you trade with the cross rates. So on this currency pairs, we were actually acting the same way. We were buying against the descending movement, but the correction was bigger. So that's why after it reached more than like 800 pips, or almost like 900 pips, like if we count from the lowest point, it was like straightly like 900 pips. We decided to sell, and actually we made money on this deal. And now we are in a buying position. We are waiting for the market to move on, and it doesn't matter if it falls. We simply buy once again. If it will grow up from this point, we'll close this deal with profit, and we'll be looking for a good impulse to sell once again. So here is our analysis for the past week. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me via Telegram or put your comments below this video. I'll be glad to see you next week. So join our Trading Hero strategy. Good luck and see you soon.